Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching PT's Far Removed Uncle. Jeremy DeWitt is going to be getting out of jail here at the end of summer 2023. As you may know, Jeremy DeWitt was convicted for failing to register as a sexual offender and also falsely impersonating a police officer, among other things that he pled guilty to. He was facing up to 70 years in prison, total that he could have spent if convicted on all those charges. But he signed a plea deal that the state attorney agreed to him, spending a maximum of 18 months in jail and prison, and then getting out on 4 years of very strict probation. Jeremy DeWitt got out in less than 18 months because of good behavior and whatnot. He got out of jail in about a year. And immediately he violated his probation. He was supposed to be on probation for 4 years. And as you know, last year in 2022, he violated his probation severely and he got sent back to jail. And then the judge has now looked at his record and said, this guy's not a danger to the public. Let's give him his credit for time served. Let's let him out of jail on his own recognizance. We'll give him an ankle monitor, but let's not have him do any probation anymore. So his probation has been revoked, but he's going to be let out of jail. So his 70 years that he was facing has severely been reduced. Looking at his current inmate history report here, it's interesting scrolling to this page because you can see all the different bookings that he's had since 1998. Look at all these housing lockups that he's been assigned to. And look at all these charges. Falsely impersonating an officer, resisting an officer, reckless driving, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But the judge has deemed this man to not be a danger to the public, and he's going to be let out this year. In just a couple months, he's wrapping up his stint in jail, and he's not going to have probation anymore. So that means he's going to be able to talk about Metro State. He's not going to have to sell his business on eBay anymore. He is going to be allowed to retain police officer memorabilia. He'll still be able to dress like this. No more probation. It's been revoked, so he's going to be able to do these things now. According to his girlfriend, Jennifer, she says he's even going to get his driver's license back, and he's planning on being out riding a motorcycle again pretty soon. I don't know how Florida is going to work that, but I see that that's possible, that he's probably going to be out driving again pretty soon. After all these charges for reckless driving and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which they chose to not prosecute him on. You see these noli prosecuti? This means they chose not to prosecute him. They'll summarize all those in his plea deal and just wrap up those 70 years to the year and a half. He'll spend 1 year and get out, violate his probation, and they'll say, let's just get rid of his probation and let him out. Now, he does have his criminal charges for financial frauds coming up. Those are scheduled for July. I'm sure we all know Jeremy. He's going to try to get a continuance on those as long as he can. That way he's going to get out of jail in the end of summer here, which is less than 60 days away now. And then he's going to be a free man out in society again while he's awaiting his trial or his hearing for the criminal charges, which he'll keep getting continuances on, saying that he's been unprepared for trial because he's been in jail, so now he needs to prepare. He could push this until past Christmas. And since he's not on probation, he'll be allowed to make videos, he'll be allowed to talk about Metro State, he'll be allowed to be driving. And again, the judge has said that he's not a danger to society. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, falsely impersonating a police officer, reckless driving, resisting officer. Scrolling down here, sex offender violation, providing false registration, false address, failing to register, parole violations, more reckless driving, more resisting officer, battery, dating violence, battery, domestic violence, carrying a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, resisting officer, falsely impersonating an officer, lewd or lascivious battery, and again, violation of probation, using false and fictitious names, false driver's license, petite theft, violation of probation, carrying a concealed weapon, and more falsely impersonating an officer. But again, the judge has deemed this man not to be a danger to society. And these charges stretch back from 1998. That's over 2 decades. And again, Jeremy says he did nothing wrong. None of this is his fault. He pled guilty to all these charges, but he'll claim none of this is his fault. The lewd and lascivious battery, the domestic violence, the dating violence, those were all the girl's fault. The falsely impersonating an officer, resisting an officer, aggravated assault, carrying a concealed weapon, those things, those were all the police officer's fault. Jeremy is the victim, according to him. And again, the judge has looked at all these facts and decided to do a downward departure. And the downward departure on his sentencing said that he's not going to do what the state's attorney is suggesting or what the sentencing minimum guidelines require. He's going to give this man a much lesser sentence because of special individual circumstances. This is Judge Wooten. We'll scroll down here. You can look at some of these classifications and these bookings, the descriptions here if you're interested in some of these. This is good just to have on the record here. This is basically detailing all the things that have happened to Jeremy or Jeremy has caused while he's been an inmate. And this is going back to 2002 at this point. So it goes back very far. This man has a long history in the jail system and the prison system. Jennifer put out a video yesterday saying that Jeremy wants to divorce his wife and that his wife is just leeching money off of Jeremy's mother's. Don't be fooled by Jennifer. Jeremy tells Jennifer an opposite story in their phone calls back and forth, where Jeremy is telling Jennifer that he can't give her any money and he can't support her because he doesn't have any money and his family doesn't have any money. But when Jennifer starts inquiring, like, who's paying your mortgage, and the facts start coming out that his mother has been paying the mortgage, he has to make up these stories like Rania, his wife, has been tricking his mother to leech out money to pay his bills. And he tells this to Jennifer like he hasn't authorized this. He's not in charge of this. When really Jeremy is coordinating all of this. He's literally having his family help pay for his family and his family's bills and his house, which is completely reasonable. But he doesn't want to tell Jennifer that because he's not giving Jennifer any money or supporting her or giving her any cars or access to his credit or anything like that. He has to shut down Jennifer and then make excuses of why he's still able to have his bills paid and his wife and child be supported. And of course, Jennifer puts her spin on it too, pretending that Jeremy's going to leave his wife and that, she's importing money from another country, possibly illegally or something. We all know how Jennifer is. But she did put out a report yesterday on her channel saying that she talks to Jeremy all the time, which is true. I want to let you know, to date in the Orange County Jail, Jeremy has spent 190 hours talking on the phone from December to June. So the last 6.5 months, 190 hours talking on the phone, and he spent $1,600 on those phone calls. $1,600 spent on making 190 hours worth of phone calls. And most of those were to Jennifer and his mother. Those are the two people that he talks to the most. That's basically the lowdown. Jeremy's going to be getting out of jail in about 55 days, something like that. Somebody should calculate those exact days here. And then it looks like he'll be a free man for a while until he finally faces sentencing for his financial fraud charges, which look like they're going to stick and probably send him back to prison. But I'm sure Jeremy's going to try to push those out as long as he can. That way he can stay out and be a free man. That means this fall and winter we're going to have some Jeremy DeWitt antics, I think. Or is he going to lay low and we'll never hear from him again? I don't know. Let me know. And if you want to hear Jeremy DeWitt apologize for everything he's ever done, from the things he did to the girl, to lying about the fake ID, to falsely impersonating an officer, there's a great video over on the PT Video Network, uncensored. Link is down in the description. You'll have to subscribe to it, but you'll hear Jeremy's apology. It's a few minutes where he apologizes for everything sincerely. It's the apology Jeremy will never make. If you want to hear it, check out PT Video Network, link down in the description. It was published just a few days ago. Thanks for watching PT's Far Removed Uncle here on YouTube. I appreciate you. If you want to get any more information about Jeremy DeWitt, make sure you subscribe. We've got his jail calls and details of those forthcoming, so make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification and comment down below. Let me know what you think Jeremy DeWitt's going to do when he gets out of jail here in about 55 days. Is he going to make a video? Is he going to go wild again? Is he going to get rearrested on new charges? Or is he just going to lay low? Let me know what you think. And as always, have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.